Zap, 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 lightning, zap, zap, lightning, lightning, fade.
Hello everybody, it's me, the LEGO Dude, and in today's video I'll be placing every May 2024 LEGO Star Wars set from worst to best. This list will be excluding the Polybag TIE Interceptor and most of the LEGO promotional May 4th sets which are non-LEGO. Kicking things off at the bottom in 8th place, we have the 75380 Mos Espa Pod Race diorama for $80 with 718 pieces. Although the build for this set is decent, in comparison to the other May sets, it's not particularly standout even though it's a detail-oriented diorama. The base section and quote are good as usual, and the build has a decent amount of detail on the sidewall, but the floor could really use more sand detailing and the entrance section is very bare bones. On top of all of that, the Sepulba's Pod Racer build is completely out of scale and isn't even capable of fitting through the entrance. The choice to have Anakin's Pod Racer hanging off the end of the diorama makes this set feel too small as well. For the insane $80 price tag, what otherwise would have been a decent set is completely overpriced and probably isn't worth buying unless you can find it on clearance. Next up in 7th place, we have the 40686 May 4th Droid Carrier with 262 pieces. It was or still might be available for purchase for $150 or more of LEGO Star Wars on LEGO.com. It can also be found on the third-party market for around $90 to $100. The limited availability of this set pushes it down the list. The build itself isn't particularly good, but it's supposed to pay homage to the original 2007 Droid Battle Pack, so that's by design. The Droid minifigures are also cool to see, with new versions of the pilot droids also included. Although it's a solid set, in comparison to the others it's not that good, and for the high price it's available at, it shouldn't be any higher on the list. Next up at number 6, we have the 40675 Commander Cody brickheads for $10 with 147 pieces. It's a very good brickheads with a version of Commander Cody executing Order 66, as we can tell from the box and the blue stud piece in his hand, which is supposed to represent Emperor Palpatine telling Cody to execute Order 66 in Revenge of the Sith. It looks as good as can be expected for a brickheads and is far above my initial expectations for it. It's not as amazing as most of the other sets here, and although 6 seems harsh, it's still a great set. In 5th place, we have the 40676 the Phantom Menace brickheads multi-pack, which will cost $55 and have 732 pieces. After you finish watching this video, make sure to go watch my last video where I talked about a price glitch for this specific set where it cost $1,400 for almost 15 minutes. This is another amazing brickhead set from LEGO, with all but one of them being phenomenal. The small Anakin brickheads has a great helmet with geniusly designed goggles, and the Queen Amidala brickheads is also phenomenal with near 100% accuracy for our brickheads. Even better than them is what are my top 3 brickheads of this set. Not in any particular order, first up we have Captain Panaka, who has the accurately basic torso build and a very well built hat with gold colored pieces. Next up is Jar Jar Binks, who might be one of the best brickheads that LEGO have ever made. Somehow they were able to near perfectly capture his head shape in LEGO form. Even his ears are represented well here, and overall this is just an amazing brickheads. The last of the 3 is Darth Maul, who looks amazing as well with the face prints and the eyes, which are actually intimidating. Usually eyes will look creepy in sets like this, but here they serve their purpose correctly as being intimidating. Lastly we have Qui-Gon Jinn, who looks fine but is nothing special. The margins are very thin with this set all the way up to 1st place and are in my opinion all interchangeable depending on the day you look at them, so being in 5th place isn't as bad as it sounds. In 4th place we have the 75378 Box Speeder Escape for $30 with 221 pieces. It's a solid set that has a standout speeder build with a sidecar that Grogu and his Prime can both comfortably fit in. Hilariously, the lamp side build is the first piece of the Jedi Temple that we've ever gotten in LEGO. The minifigure selection is great with 2 501st Legion Clone Troopers, Keller and Beck, and Grogu. For $30 I would say this is about $5 overpriced, so at around 20% off it'll be as fairly priced as you'll see in a LEGO set these days. It's not as good as the other sets, but it's only marginally behind. Reaching the podium now in 3rd place, we have the 75381 Droideka for $65 with 583 pieces. This set has a below average to average Droideka minifigure, but the buildable Droideka itself is phenomenal. It has a great Technic-based design that is extremely accurate and capable of being rolled up. To roll it up, you have to take off the legs and switch them to being upside down before then being able to curl it up. At 8 inches or 21 centimeters tall, it feels a little bit small, but it's still great. Overall, this is an awesome set which I could have easily put first. In 2nd place, we have the 75383 Sith Infiltrator for $70 with 640 pieces. Although it is downscaled, I like this build a lot more than a lot of other people do. The midsection is a bit large, but it serves the purpose of shooting out probe droids, which is a cool feature. Unfortunately, they just seem to drop out, which is in contrast to several other sets with similar features where you can actually shoot them out. The pilot's area has enough space to store Darth Maul's speeder with him on it, which is a clever usage of space. The minifigure selection is bare bones, but the Saul Guerrera 25th anniversary minifigure is amazing. The dark green in color in LEGO's palette is the closest color to his actual suit which they had, and I think it looks amazing here. Overall, it's a great but overpriced set, which is buoyed by the Great Saw Gerrera minifigure and me thinking that it's a great build. Finally, in first place now, we have the 75382 UCS TIE Interceptor for $230 with 1,931 pieces. This set, as usual for UCS sets, looks absolutely phenomenal with a near perfect build. Surprisingly, the body section has some details from Star Wars video games, even though this is supposed to be based off Return of the Jedi. Getting back to the build now, it looks great with a near perfect level of accuracy. The stand also looks awesome with all the included in-universe information about the TIE Interceptor. You can open up the pilot's area, which gives you access to a spacious interior which is extremely accurately detailed. It has enough space to fit one TIE pilot minifigure. It's an amazing set that is probably overpriced, but a great build nonetheless. Overall, I would say this is a great wave of sets, which is my favorite of the year so far. Alright everyone, that is everything for today's video. Tell me your thoughts on my list in the comment section down below. Which places do you agree with? Which do you disagree with? What would your list look like? And one last thing before you leave, please remember to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell and leave a like on the video. Bye!